It's the King. King Arlo. Put your effing barriers up for the king, man. Now, I get why most unordinary readers dislike Arlo. I'd argue that Uru-Chan wrote him like that by design. He's supposed to be unlikable. That being said, he's my favorite character. I feel like I get him, and I resonate with him. I think the thing about him that rubs people the wrong way, for the most part, aside from him being a pompous asshole, which I'm okay with, I think if you're great and you're good at something, you have the right to be cocky and confident. That never bothers me. But really, it's his strict adherence to the hierarchy, which is understandable. The way society works in unordinary sucks. It's highly oppressive. It's a very much might makes right type of world. Cripples and low tiers are seen as essentially useless in society. They have quote unquote little to nothing to contribute. So how can Arlo, for better or for worse, support something like this? Let's talk about Arlo and the hierarchy.
I got a plan, ayy, ice drip on my hand, ayy, I got a plan, ayy, ice drip on my man, ayy, I got a plan, ayy, these niggas don't wanna throw hands, ayy, I got a plan, like
I want to preface by saying at the time of this video, we don't really know anything about Arlo's upbringing and childhood. Never got a flashback yet, so I can't speak on how he was raised like I could probably do with Sarah. But anywho, as much as we hate this system, it has its uses. Everything in this world has pros and cons. Arlo is interesting to me because while he benefits from this system, he A, doesn't benefit from it the most. I'd argue Sarah, the ace, is above him in that aspect. And B, despite knowing John deserves to stand above him, he'd actually forfeit his spot. And to me, that's intriguing. Now obviously John's a basket case and he should not be running anything for any reason. And Arlo is human. He obviously does want to be the king of Wellston, but if it's not his place to be, I think he would concede the throne. But why though? I can't get too deep into Arlo's backstory since I don't currently have that information. However, in this world, they push the elite to be more elite, and as a high tier, this is all that he understands and knows. Just like most humans in this universe, Arlo is a victim of society. Socialized this way to be on top, it's really all he understands, and it worked until it didn't. Remy's older brother, didn't really care about the hierarchy. He was all about equality and empowering low tiers to, strive for the moon, and high tiers don't be such pompous assholes, but that came with his set of cons. Arlo looked up to Ray, but their ideologies did not match up, and after Ray left, there was no order. There was just disarray. People were just fighting and did not care for any type of structure. So as far as Arlo's understanding, this treat everyone equal does not work. Arlo had to literally put everybody back into their place by beating the shit out of all of them until they knew where they stood. Good old-fashioned violence. Then there was order. Then came John, which threw his kingdom, so to speak, into anarchy, which actually forced Arlo to start to act different. Forced him into a lot of self-reflection, and even realized he was wrong for dragging John, who was really, he really wanted to be left alone and not dragged into this mess. He even apologized. So respect my man's growth at the very least, but John wants the system to crash and fall and burn by taking down the royals one by one as the Joker, showing the school the royals ain't shit, and there's a false king leading them. So ultimately, what does this all mean, and what is a big picture takeaway? The system exists as a well-oiled machine to place all the cogs where they belong and keep the order. In a lot of ways, this system actually reduces the amount of violence that you would see, even though no matter what you're going to see it, because like we saw when the school was in chaos, Wellston, low tiers didn't know their place, didn't know their limitations, and they were just fighting anybody despite rank and power. So with this type of system and people kind of knowing their place, they don't tend to pick fights with someone they know they can't beat. So while you can criticize it for all the things it does wrong, it would be wrong to say it has absolutely no business existing. The stronger you are, the more overall power and freedom you have in this world. But for the most part, it works, it has purpose, but it's not without flaw, and even those who benefit from it can see that. Sarah learned that. John to some degree learned that. Ray and Remy, and now Arlo is starting to see the cracks, and I'm interested in seeing how this will all play out. Lastly, listen. The rules of this world abides by is clearly not it. I'm just presenting the pros and cons of these laws and how Arlo is and was affected by it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below on Arlo and the hierarchy, you know, the tier list, the royal system, all of that stuff. Quick little video, just wanted to speak on it real fast, and I'm off it.
Cold world, but I don't wanna lose my heart, yeah. I feel like awkward cause they left me in the dark, yeah. I got these feelings but emotions fall apart, yeah. I loved you once but I didn't play it smart, yeah. Call me